Let's be vulnerable. I'm so vulnerable. Let's be vulnerable. I'm so vulnerable.
What up, though? Welcome to another episode of the Jelly Lounge Radio Show, where we discuss politics like family. That's the theme song, Vulnerable, of my latest single from the upcoming double album, Jelly for Life, Jelly Forever. On music copyright, the music on Facebook. A lot going on in the world. Detroit, got another winter blast coming through. It's been kind of nice. And coming up this week is Detroit Auto Show, major event, happens every year around this time, January. It's going to be from January 14th to the 25th at the old Cobo Center, which is now Huntington Place Convention. And it's major car show. All the major companies show off all the vehicles. From the industry and the media day would be January 14th to the 16th. Mobility Global Forum will be the January 14th to the 16th. They have a major charity preview. I believe that's the black tie event everybody goes to. That's on January 16th. And from January 17th to the 25th is for the public. They even added indoor tracks for certain vehicles. You see them work. A lot of EV, electric vehicle cars there. Everything. I mean, growing up in the 90s, that was like a normal swing out. Me and my friends, our last 2 years of high school in 95 and 96, we'd go to auto show. Back then, they had the cars that would drive themselves. It would be like Knight Rider. You talk to it and do everything, all the concept stuff. And we'd be like, man, this stuff is awesome. And it just continued to get better and better every year. They tried it 1 year, I think, for outside, and we hope it would stay that, but it's back at Hunting Place. It would be dope to have it in the summertime in Detroit, especially downtown. Pretty sure you can put it somewhere with all the vehicles. But, I mean, if it's January and you're trying to find something to do, that's the first thing, auto show. Staple of Detroit, January Detroit Auto Show. One of the biggest in the world as well. Everybody come to it. See a lot of amazing stuff. And now with downtown Detroit revitalization under former Mayor Duggan and now Mayor Sheffield taking the reins, it's plenty to do downtown. So you can go to the auto show, get all fancy, have a nice date, and many amazing restaurants or other venues to check out and do stuff. It's pretty dope. National news. Oh, yeah, you did have. Well, locally, we had in charge in Romulus at a middle school trying to. Okay. No, I'm internet acting up. We seem to be back. Okay. I know we had a win yesterday. That was real bad. Shouldn't be doing that to it now. I did see another local dude was being arrested, were arraigned and cussing out the judge. That dude was wild. But nationally, one of the biggest stories this week has been the ICE shooting of a protester. Renee Nicole Good, unfortunately, lost her life. New video has come out of her blocking traffic, almost backing into the federal officers when they surrounded her vehicle to tell her to step out the car. Her and her wife tried to flee, and he led to him shooting to the car and unfortunately killing her. Okay, let's switch this over right now. I switched it over. I don't know why it's tripping. And I've been acting up most of the day. And the Minnesota governor, Tim Walz, has sent authorized National Guard to help with law enforcement because it's created more of a firestorm over this. A lot of content creators have been talking about it. Some saying unjustified, some saying she should have followed what they wanted or stayed home and not got involved to be agitator. You got to be careful when protesting, no matter the race, color, or creed, or sex. Because protests can get out of hand. And if the police are giving you direction, it might be in your best interest to follow it so you don't get into a situation where any harm come to you. Because you have the right to protest in this country peacefully, and anything that comes past that can go left. I mean, last year, the Florida sheriff said you could protest because that's your constitutional right. You can do it peacefully, but don't come down here doing something that's not of that because we will deal with you. And I'm like, whoa. So that whole saying, fuck around and find out, he was on that. And you don't want to put yourself in that situation. Because now ICE is being scrutinized because of this shooting. A lot of people just trying to do their jobs. You had a right to protest, but it don't need to be impeded upon them doing their jobs. But they're doing a hard job enough as it is. President Trump will be coming to Detroit, speak at Detroit Economic Club Tuesday, January 13th. First time this year since April last year. That should be interesting. Because I know Detroit, Mayor Duggan left us with over 100 million plus surplus for the city. So the city's in a good spot. He's running for governor. Governor Gretchen Whitmer, she's going to be leaving. It's her last term. So we're going to see who all going to run for that spot. I assume her lieutenant governor going to run and see who else. Now, Iran is having protests over rampant inflation. You know, overnight, last week, basic goods like cooking oil and chicken price spiked tremendously. And what started with a protest of that became a countrywide protest of the regime itself. So the authorities in response last night cut access to the internet and telephone lines. So they've been in the dark from the world. Now, media's there watching everything. And so that's how you know what's going on. That's their tactic to black it out. Well, okay. And the supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has told Trump to stay out of their affairs and focus on our country because Trump has threatened to come over there if the security forces start using brute force with the protesters. Now, we just ran up in Venezuela. And last week, my brother sent me a picture that's going around social media of a former picture of Suge Knight, former owner, CEO of Death Row Records. And they got Trump picture over his head. And I just bust out laughing, like, you know, This last term of Trump here is running like it's Death Row Records. You know, you don't want countries and leaders doing too much. Come over here to US. Famous lines from Suge from the 95 Source Awards referencing Puff Daddy when he danced in all your videos. He said after they won an award, if you don't want your producer all in your video, come to Death Row. So putting a Trump picture over him was like, wow. Because you ain't never heard of you using the FBI with a warrant to run up another country and take that person who put himself in power as a dictator, his wife, to justice. And that definitely has sent shockwaves through the whole world of any other dictators. Like, he ran up in there and got him. So now we have the situation going on in Iran that we're looking at. And a lot of people will say, well, Trump, he said he was America first. He don't care about world events. And now he's being a world police. I mean, I think it's unavoidable. There's some situations that we might have to deal with for the better issues of us. Now some believe we went over there because through Venezuela, you probably have Russia, China coming through. Besides the drugs coming to the U.S. that's affecting us, you got to protect your borders. And if you want to do it, we will help you do it. I mean, I told my U.S. My history teacher at Wayne State when we had to read the book about Vietnam. I never read it before. You always heard what the news reported, but reading it, North Vietnam wanted to make it one country, but we had an oil deal with South Vietnam. We went to war. So I'm in here explaining with the teacher, reading this book. That's one we need to stick our nose in because we were just trying to protect our oil deal. And he's a baby boomer, so he just pro-US everything. And that led a conversation to what we did after World War II. And even that conversation had with him like, well, if you want to be honest, we took over the world. And he started getting hot. Like, what you mean? Like, well, because Hitler did short wars and didn't think long term. He was this close to conquering the world. And in response to that, we put a base everywhere on the planet. So there would never be another Hitler. And I told him indirectly in doing that, we took over the world because who's really going to say, man, fuck the US? We got a base in your backyard, home skillet. We got a U.S. aircraft carrier off the waters with a mini G.I. Joe team on standby. Like, what'd you say again? And people that is from other countries in the class at the time, this back in 2002, they were like, well, he's not lying because we get why you did it, but in doing that, you in essence took power because who's going to be dissing us? And you got bases everywhere. That made us the main world power because, I mean, Russia and China got some things in these streets, but they ain't got like us. So keep an eye on this Iran protest that become a national protest of the inflation. And now the blaming of the regime because they're in power doing the inflation. And they got to be bad. No, we dealt with some inflation here where in Detroit milk was, what, $5? If you wanted to get orange juice, a half a gallon was $5. A gallon was $10. For a minute, eggs was up to $7, $8. Like, woo. So I can get the frustration. In other countries, they 10 toes down with it. They will be in the streets protesting. They don't just be talking about it. They're like, man, we need to do something about it. Which I assume why they cut access to the internet and telephone because they mobilize. I mean, we don't mobilize like that over here because U.S. is not that, it got issues, but it ain't that bad. But other countries who unfortunately dealing with some things, they will get out there and talk about it, which is why there was a lot of backlash that I didn't get from the Democratic side about him taking a dictator out of Venezuela, when you seen the people themselves celebrating this person who was doing a lot of atrocities to them leave. Interesting. So it's like, okay. And it's I don't know what it is, but since Trump's done that, and hey, you helping the people, man, I can't be mad at that move. Now, Iran, they protesting. I get it'd be a bad look if it went left. And you got the military forces or security forces doing all type of stuff to the protests who are just peacefully protesting. Yeah, that's not a good look on a national, global, world stage to see. So we're gonna see. I mean, and I've said this to people before, like, if he do it right, he could go down as a great president. Man, Jeff, what you talking about? Like, look, take your feelings out how you feel about Trump. But look at the work being done. I mean, this last term, he could go down as doing a good job. Overall, you might not like everything you do, but overall, like, you know what? Gotta give him his props. I mean, when I was listening to the comments for the Venezuela people talking about how bad it was over there, it's been there for years, and we've been trying to negotiate with the guy with Biden and Obama, everybody else. He just said, "To hell with that, man. Get up out that seat. We done with all that." And he knew it was coming. Oh, okay. Trump bought that action. And that's in shockwave. Like, I ain't like these other presidents. I ain't gonna keep talking to you. I ain't gonna play politics. I'm gonna do something about it. Now you got to figure out the rest on how to get them back to doing their own thing, and they good. But he has shown I ain't taking all that sassing. And the dude was, from what I learned more, he was talking trash about Trump. So he really ain't taking that sassing. So 26, definitely seeing right now people crashing out, unfortunately, with killings going on across the country. Even stuff going on here. People can't even go to clubs or party scene without violence. But stuff you're doing so far as president, some of them make sense. I know people are like, oh, Jeff, I am a conservative, moderate, independent. I see both sides. If you're doing it to help the people, I'm amazed that so many people were just, man, F Trump. Just no. You might not like to do, but what's the work good? Sometimes someone that does stuff you don't like can do some good things that help people. Now, I only saw Venezuelan people comment, you ain't been here, don't comment because this person did this to our family. We seen this atrocity. Like, okay, he helped the people. I respect it. So it's like Iran on the clock with this protest was going on for 13 days. We're gonna see. Do it stay peaceful? I mean, you cut the internet, you cut the telephone. I don't know what else you can cut. I mean, they find a way to get the inflation in check where I can only imagine the chicken and cooking oil probably costing like $10, $20 or something for them to be in the streets like this. That's a lot. And just feed your family, it costs an arm and a leg. That's a lot. I get the frustration. I really do. But, here we talk about a Jelly Lounge radio show. And I'm noticing you just can't look at the traditional news no more, because a lot of them, in my opinion, are not biased to what the facts of truth is. Feelings are involved in their commentary. So I check everywhere to see what really happened and what's the whole story of it, because people spinning narratives. The journalism supposed to be the honest truth of what happened, not, well, I hate this person, so I'm gonna speak on it as if they're Darth Vader. Two things can be equally true. They could have done some Darth Vader things and done some good stuff too. Show the whole coin, not one side of it. That's all I got for this weekend. See what happens in the world next week. New episode of Ground Floor tonight. Replay a Middle Ground interview later. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Spend time with people. We're going to be back next weekend. Till next time, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the latest episode. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to purchase my latest products, my books and music, go to Amazon.com. I have new merchandise on the way. Like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Middle Ground with JLE Network. Thanks for coming.